everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Emily, and this is the second part of the July Camp NaNoWriMo vlog, in which I had lofty goals to write 75 to 100,000 words and then promptly got derailed. This is very on brand for me. It's fine. Today is Wednesday, July 20th. This month so far, I have written mostly in Dying Starlight. I am outlining a fantasy romance. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. And the rest of the word count was a bit I wrote towards a little lit RPG slice of life fantasy about a mouse, which I have at a certain point this month decided was not the story I want to be investing my time in. I was sort of doing it as an experiment to try to both pants something slice of life and write a lit RPG. I have realized that both pantsing stories and writing slice of life is not for me. The plan to write 100k this month had been because I was going to write that story, and it didn't need an outline, so I could just write it. There went that plan. However, as mentioned in the last writing vlog, the romantic fantasy I've been wanting to just write for a while. I've sort of had it in the back of my head, haven't really talked about it. Been wanting to write it, sort of finally got inspired to want to write it because I read a disappointing book and I was like, I could have done that better. I have been working on outlining that book, seeing if anything would click and if that was the next thing that I want to write, and oh, it clicked. I'm writing this romantic fantasy next, as in I'm gonna start it this week. I have about 3,000 words of character bios, like brain dump, any random thoughts, brainstorming I've been doing with my writing group about this story, and just like random plot points that I know I want to include. Got about 3,000 words of that for an outline. A couple days ago, while I was thinking about it, I made a change to the way the main character sort of engages with the inciting incident of the book, and I went, yes, this is it. I know what I'm doing now. A lot of the book became clear to me. Right now I'm actually working out most of just the middle section of it. But I mentioned in the last vlog, it went from being mostly a romantic fantasy idea to about half romance and half outside drama. And I'm going to slightly rant a bit and also slightly explain my thought process with this book. First thing, I have picked up a few romantic fantasies in the past couple of years. I really like the concept and the idea for a lot of them. And usually, for me in particular, it will go a certain way, which is male love interest is the fantasy mysterious, you know, grumpy loner character. We love that. The human main character enters his world for whatever reason. That is the romance. The outside conflict usually involves the love interest and his family. I have noticed this is a trend, and I like this. It's a very fun way to write a story. I adore this. It's a great framing structure for a story. I have yet to read one where I liked the way it ended, both in the romance aspect and the way the love interest interacts with his family. A lot of times there have been two very specific books where I personally very much like sibling plot lines, especially between brothers. I think they're really interesting. There will be these plot lines between the love interest and like his brother, and they're at odds, and that causes the conflict within the story. I'm like, yes, great, I love this. And you get to a certain point in the book where you can tell that the author didn't really care about that relationship. The author just wanted a conflict, and magical family conflict is an easy conflict. And I can just tell in my soul there was really no care and thought given to the platonic relationship side of the book, just the romance. And that doesn't even go into the fact that the romance often disappoints me. So, because I am just slightly spiteful and a little bit petty about books I read and also movies that I watch, I see this story structure very, very often. I've never found one I like, so I will write one that I like. That's this book. I want to write a type of Beauty and the Beast, Hades and Persephone trope. I don't really like those tropes, but I also like them as a concept. I've just never really read very many that were actually good and not creepy. I want to try to do those tropes in a non-creepy way, and also the side plots between both like the main character and her family and the love interest and his family. I want to try to do them well. I am just as invested in the platonic plot lines of my stories as the romantic ones, as you can see from Under the Earth Over the Sky, which is 90% just a cute father-son story. I feel like these types of stories never get resolved with any amount of emotional growth or forgiveness or like coming to see people eye to eye. It's just there's all these hints of lots of backstory and lots of potential, and usually just the end and the way the story wraps up is the family member dies or the family member like gets kicked out of whatever position of power they were in, and that's it. And there's no conversation, there's no interesting dynamic. There's so many hints of interesting dynamics and they never go anywhere. I don't know if anyone else has this type of experience with books as I have. I'm curious if anybody else feels this way about not just fantasy romance, but books in general. That phrase, write the book you want to read, I need that like written on a post-it and slapped on my forehead at all times. That is me in a nutshell. I feel like I am a picky little butt when I read, but damn it, I will now write a book I'm really, really passionate about because I couldn't find the book. I mentioned in the last vlog that I might move the 100K in a month challenge to August. I'm not sure. We're going to finish up the outline, start on the book, and see where I go. Yeah, Wednesday, July 20th is today. I'm just slowly writing a novella at a time here, but I'm almost done with this novella, probably today or tomorrow. And while I'm finishing that up, I continue outlining the romantic fantasy. My brain feels empty now because I just rambled on nonsensically for a long time. Need to write. See you in a bit. Hello, today is Tuesday, July 26th. I'm currently doing Kickstarter things right now. In the spirit of full disclosure, I would like to say that I changed my Camp NaNoWriMo graph. I can't speak at all. I changed the graph because I realized pretty quickly that given how much I've changed my plans, I'm not going to be doing 75,000 words this month. I set it back down to 50,000 words. Made me go, oh, this feels bad. It's 50,000 words. That's a normal NaNoWriMo. I don't know why. I get an idea in my head that I want to do something, and then anything less is a disappointment. It's 50,000 words. I'm at 46,100 words for the month. Finished in Dying Starlight 8, or I think it was 8. I don't remember the name of the number of the novellas anymore. I have been outlining the what I'm calling the spite novel to my writing group, the romantic fantasy. I'm outlining it. There is a chance that in my brain it's slowly becoming 2 books because I feel like there's so much good stuff here that it might actually become 2 books. I don't know yet. We're gonna see how this goes. The outline document is currently at 4,300 words. I'm not much of an outliner, but I have a list of tropes that are popular that I like that I can put in, and tropes that are less popular but I like. And since I'm really getting into like Gaelic and Celtic mythology to take inspiration from this, I've got little breakdowns of what deity each character is inspired by, and I'm getting some really cool stuff, and I'm very amused that some of the vague plot twist ideas I had match up with some of the things I'm finding in mythology. I'm like, oh, that thing that deity had in mythology, that will work exactly perfectly for the little twist or the information I want in the book. I love this phase. I love the just, it can be anything phase. So I've got a section for each character for the mythology, their role, their physical description, and their personality. And obviously the main 2 characters have the biggest sections, but I'm doing the side characters too who have an impact on the plot. I've got the backstory for the main character, the backstory for the love interest, and then I've got a list of more specific plot ideas. Then I have some copy-pasted notes of when I was brainstorming with my friend about this. And once I finish all these backgrounds and I know all the motivations for everything, I'll finish up the bullet points for like the main plot scenes and everything, and then I'm just going to write it. That's the way I like to write. I like to have a vague outline, but then discovery write the rest of it. I just need a map of where to go and I can fill in all the details. So that's where I'm at. Okay, I'm going to say this really quick because my camera is at 3% and I'm going to speak quietly because my mom is napping. It is July 29th. I've just been slowly ticking away at my outline. I don't know what my word count is right now, but I've been editing in Dying Starlight, so that takes up some of my writing time. The fantasy romance outline is at 4,800 words right now. I'm at 46,600 words for the month, so, you know, almost at the 50K. Having a lot of problems with Ingram Spark on my Kickstarter. You will hear all about that in the other vlog. If I look angry, it's Ingram Spark. That's what. Fantasy romances are kind of weird and tough because the middle section to them is often just character bonding because it's a romance. which is cool because I like that stuff. But on the other hand, I'm trying to think of like other fantasy romances I've read in the past and what they did in the middle of the books, and I can't remember. I'm like, what do I do? What situations do I put them in? There is going to be a secondary plot to this book, and I just have to sort of figure out how to weave those two together. It's just kind of weird. I got to the middle of the outline and went, what do I do? Battery's at 1%, gotta go. Okay, it's August 2nd now. Camp Nano is officially over. Can't believe it's August. I ended up with 50,600 words for the month. 34,800 of that was in Dying Starlight. 6,900 of that was the mouse story that I started at the beginning of the month and realized wasn't my thing. And 8,900 of that was the outline for the romantic fantasy. I'm feeling quite good about it. Things are coming together, some of the mythology is fitting in with what I wanted to do already. So I know this vlog was probably kind of short because everything changed this month. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, giving it a thumbs up and a subscribe really helps me out. Under the Earth, Over the Sky is available for pre-order on Amazon in ebook form. I'm still working on getting the paperback pre-orders up. Ingram Spark, Barnes & Noble Press, literally anywhere. Everybody's giving me problems. You can read In Dying Starlight for free online at the links below. And my short story collection is available in paperback and on Kindle Unlimited. So that's that. Let me know how your Camp NaNoWriMo went, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye!